Why is it so hard for you to follow through with your goals? It can be so hard, even when you have the best intentions of actually following through with them. And maybe you've had the same goals for weeks or months or years, and you just can't seem to get your footing and get going and be consistent. So my name is June Melia. I've been a personal trainer for 25 years, and I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips that can help you get going and stay consistent and reach your goals. So my first tip for you is to front load your day. So that means that when you wake up in the morning, you do something healthy, right? If your main goal is to get in shape, I recommend you exercise. Also, maybe just making sure that you're eating something healthy in the beginning of the day. The first meal, not sweet, something sort of savory, is the best way to set yourself up for a good track record for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Now, one thing that's kind of quirky that I recommend to my clients is, you can sleep in at least partially in your workout clothes if that's comfortable to you. So I actually have these Old Navy shorts that if I know I'm waking up early in the morning, I just wear them to bed. It's so much easier. Like, especially I live in New England, it's cold, and I know that if I have to like totally get undressed in the morning and then work out, it's a fail. So that's one little side tip, little bonus tip for you is, there's no shame in sleeping in something that's going to make it easier for you to work out in the morning. Also, just have healthy food. Know what you're going to eat. A few scrambled eggs in the morning is going to do you better than setting the stage and eating a bowl of sugary cereal or something in the morning. Because if you start your day with sugary cereal, it increases the chances of you continuing that sugary streak for the rest of the day. And so setting the stage for a healthier day means starting off with exercise and good food. So just front load the day with healthy food. My second tip for you is to have your schedule. Have a schedule and stick to the schedule. So if you sit down with your schedule, say on a Sunday, and you look at what your schedule looks like, you need to have it keyed into your scheduler of where you're going to be fitting exercise into that time period. If you don't already do that, I recommend you doing it, because it really helps you not, the day not sort of get away from you. It helps, like, it's not 7 p.m. and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to exercise today. Instead, you're thinking ahead. It's in the scheduler. You could even set a phone alarm that says like 15 minutes to work out, or time to start getting ready for your exercise, or something like that, to help you to remember that you're prioritizing exercise and that you need to start getting ready and getting it done. Now, I will also say that if time does get away from you, and say you get an unexpected phone call right when you're supposed to exercise, you can, it might sideline you a little bit, but a 10-minute exercise is better than no exercise. So typically you can still do it. Don't let things get in your way. My third tip for you is to do something that I call stacking. So you take 2 things that maybe don't typically go together, but you put them together, and at least one of them is healthy. Sometimes if it's really amazing, 2 of them can be a good thing to do, and you do them at the same time. So for example, if your friend Susie calls you every Monday or every day at whatever time, you can walk while you are talking to her. She could do it too, and then you both could be getting in your extra steps, extra exercise. So mixing 2 things together, people do a lot with like watching a show and doing their cardio. That's great. I only watch a certain show when I'm doing my cardio. I save my favorite thing or my favorite podcast for when I'm, on the treadmill or something like that. So it's a great way to pair things up, and you're associating this fun thing you like to do with exercise, which makes the exercise more valuable or more fun, or more, you're more driven to actually do it. So stacking is a really great thing to do so that you are getting your exercise in, because if you're like most people, while you're watching, you're laying around. And so it just is a way to take out some of the laying around and add in a little exercise. My fourth tip for you, I love streaks. If I really want to ingrain a habit, I usually will say, I'm doing this for 30 days. And that's that. You can say I'm doing this for 7 days, and that's that. And it really helps to rewire your brain so that you know that you're really maintaining this consistent thing. And I also find that if someone says, oh, I'm working out 3 days a week, which is great, sometimes what will happen is the exercise won't happen until you're like, oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then it's like Monday comes around, oh, I'm not really in the mood to do it. I'll do it Tuesday, and then it's sort of sliding down to the end of the week, and then it's Saturday, Sunday, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't really feel like it. I feel like a good 30-day streak is a great way to just solidify it, do it. There's no wiggle room. It could be like something like I'm walking for 20 minutes every day for the next month. I mean, easy. If that feels like a 50% of a stretch to you, then that's a great place to start. So streaks are really great ways to rewire your brain. My fifth tip for you is it has to be important to you. You're not going to do it if it's not important. We all do things that are important, right? Like as a mom, there's things that my kids do, I do for my kids because I have to, because that's important. Like I have to drop them off at school every morning. I have to take them to get haircuts every so often. They have to go to the dentist. They have to go to their sports programs. They have to follow through with their commitments, and I do that for them. But I'm an adult, and as an adult, I have to do things for me that are also important. And so that it has to be important, or it's just gonna slip through the cracks. I can't tell you how many people I've known that have made a commitment because their doctor has told them that something dire is going on with their bodies and their health, and they have no other option. You want to have that feeling even though a doctor hasn't told you, because if there's an inkling in your brain that you need to get on it, then I suggest getting on it and doing something before your doctor tells you, because you get funky blood work or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's it. Those are my 5 tips for you so that you can follow through with your fitness goals once and for all. Okay, again, my name is June Melia. I hope you stop by again. I'd love it if you subscribed and all of that good stuff. And I hope to see you here again soon. Thank you so much. See you. Bye.